Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Y'all might have just seen yesterday Turin's faction war, and you might have seen game one. And you might have thought it was pretty cool. You might have thought it was pretty close. Well, it turns out when I was training with Golden Floof for this matchup, it was also very, very freaking close all the time. All the time. There's the rock that started it all. But again, if you didn't see Turin's stream, that doesn't make any sense to you. So, for my training, we have 2 Night Runners, 2 Poison Globes, a front line of Skaven Slaves, Rat Ogres, 4 of those, 2 Doom Flayers, and 2 Wolf Rats. We do have a Warlord and a Brood Horror with none of his abilities, a Warlock Engineer with his Mortis Engine and Flensing Ruin, and then we have a Pack Master running with the Pack and Scrying Stone. And the Shot Caller. On the other side, 4 Golden Floof, we have 2 of those Celestial Lions, those damn bastards I can't deal with. -8 Leadership Roars are pretty brutal. 2 Peasant Horsemen, 2 Jade Lancers. We do have a Fire Rain Rocket, 4 Peasant Archers, and a front line of Peasant Long Spears with the Dragonblooded Shooting Lord of Yang, only her Breath Attack spell. We were practicing a lot of different Skaven and different Grand Cathay combinations. So this is the best we could land on. The mobile goon squad of the Warlord Packmaster did okay at dueling Zhao Ming, but also separating out my caster from my lord made it a lot harder for Zaytang to snipe out one target, and then my whole army is doomed. Skaven Slaves for the front line, they're going to lose to whatever the Grand Cathay has, but they're also going to get shot by firing rockets, so might as well keep them nice and cheap instead of like Clan Rats or Plague Monks that would be a lot more expensive while they're dying. My Globes are going to punch the Jade Lancers, Peasant Horsemen. Meanwhile, Celestial Lion dives in. He's going to quickly cause terror, rout off all these guys, while Doom Flayers hold back the Peasant Horsemen to keep my Globes up and running. Flensing Ruin on the Dragonblooded Shugin Lord of Yang. Unlike Zhao Ming, she has no form of healing, so I do try and tax her nice and early. My dogs and Rat Ogres will walk with the Celestial Lions, keep them under wraps as some Wolf Rats have penetrated the backline and are now feasting on the flesh of Cathay peasants. Packmasters holding down some Jade Lancers while Doom Flayers rout off Peasant Horsemen. And the Skaven Rush is going pretty well, breaking through the front line. Peasant Long Spears not having a good go of things. The Celestial Lion continues to harass my back line. I'm instead just going to use my Globes to weaken up these Peasant Long Spears so I can get through them quickly and don't have my Rat Ogres sitting on top of Peasant Long Spears. We're ignoring the Fire Rocket for now. There's not a lot worthwhile for it to shoot. My Packmaster's still just trying to survive as the Celestial Lion's coming in to say hello to him. Gonna nip me on the butt and then I'll get running. Do have some Doom Flayers coming back in. Balance power is 50-50 at the moment. Our Warlock Engineer is currently draining down Peasant Long Spears with his Warp Shard armor. Oh, it's Warp Stone armor, my bad. I've decided the time of the Fire and Rocket must end, so we're sending in some Rat Ogres and a Packmaster to deal with that. There are Halberds back there, so we'll have to be a little careful, but we at least want to knock them off their mounts and then move on. As dogs try and chase down the Jade Lancers, they're terror routed, they're not naturally routed yet, so they will be able to rally, so my Packmaster has to stick around for a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Celestial Lion plus some Peasant Horsemen are trying to clean up my back line, really keep things routing, which is a huge nuisance for me, but I do get one Globe back that's running towards a very healthy Peasant Long Spear. I mean, with 2 Doom Flayers and 4 Rat Ogres and 2 Brood Horrors, I really need to take out the Spears and then I can win this game. But, yeah, draining down the front line, getting some of them to rout them. My Rat Ogres can chase them off. Doom Flayers trying to hold these Peasant Long Spears in place while another round of Globes comes in. Pretty solid damage onto those Peasant Long Spears. You love to see it. We are capturing the capture points since I was training for Turin's Conquest faction war. We thought we should at least have the capture point on just in case it matters. Whenever that lady lands, my Warlord goes after her, keeps her honest. The Celestial Lion's a little close to a whole bunch of monsters, but we'll leave them for now as Packmaster's coming over to join up. Firing Rocket was pushed off their mounts and then we ran away from the Halberds, as was our plan. The Warlock Master's just slowly stacking up. Winds of Magic for Flensing Ruins. We have Doom Flayers causing a bit of a ruckus here, but Peasant Long Spears are deadly foes. We've captured the point as the Celestial Lion dives in and immediately takes out my Skaven Slaves. We have a bit of a rallying force on the backfield. Need to get them back in action as soon as possible. Yeah. Bounce power is still pretty even this late into the game. We have some Wolf Rats on their backfield. So they're sweeping up my backfield, the Celestial Lions, while I'm sweeping theirs with Wolf Rats to make sure nothing ever comes back to the battlefield. Dragonblooded Shugi Lord tries to land on my Warlock Engineer. He jukes and dodges best he can, but there's a Celestial Lion coming. Thankfully, both my Brood Horrors are on the way. Try and cause some trouble. And they dive right on to the Dragonblood Shogun Lord. A Jade Shield. Keep her nice and safe. A lot of damage resistance. In comes a Cleansing Ruin. I didn't quite see the Jade Shield, but also do need to cast it before this guy terror routes or something terrible happens. There he goes. So it's good to at least get it off. Damages all 4 of these units. Celestial Lion actually being in it is pretty huge too. As my Brood buddies push away the Shugenin Lord, taking the Cleansing Ruin with her, so now it is just us and the Celestial Lion and a crap ton of spears. Thankfully, my Warlock Engineer is able to start draining those guys. I have Rat Ogres coming in for a rear charge. Doomflayer still chasing off some stuff. Wolf Rats trying to chase off some things. Now they're rear charging these Fire Rain Rockets, make sure they never get back to their mounts. I lost track of where their mounts are. They're apparently way over there. And a Jade Shield already off cooldown. That thing has a super low cooldown as it's already saving the Celestial Lion for my Warlord and Rat Ogres. Lots of draining coming down as 3 infantry units are in range of the Warlock Engineer's Mortis Engine. He is routing, but he's still draining, and another full health Celestial Lion comes in just as my dogs jump in on the Peasant Long Spears. There's the Celestial Lion's roar, though. Lowering the leadership. All my guys. Gonna make my Rat Ogres terror out immediately. We do start to rout some of the Cathay infantry, but I'm taking too much damage on these spears, so I do need to back off, wait out the Celestial Roar, and just heal up somewhere else, as my globes are secured behind some Doomflayers, killing off Peasant Long Spears. Gonna start rallying my troops over here. Warlock Engineer is routing. If anything chases him, it will take slow Mortis damage. And he is faster than Peasant Long Spears, so I'm trying to let him rout, and then if the Celestial Lions want to chase him, then my Warlord and Packmaster can run over and protect him 2v1. If they don't chase him, then he will rally. I've captured the point at last. Apparently I hadn't done that yet. Both sides taking a lot of damage. We do have some Peasant Archers that are over here. In comes all those spears, but I still have globes. Big damage onto those Peasant Spearmen. Should get rid of them, and then the Jade Warrior Hobbits will have to be next. Meanwhile, the Warlock Engineer gets jumped, and as soon as he does, I run over both of these guys, take care of the Celestial Lion. There's a full health Celestial Lion in the distance, but we need to snipe out this one while we can. He's stuck on the ground. Warlock Engineer will rout away as my globes continue to throw at those Jade Warrior Halberds. So things are going very, very well for me right now. If those Halberds go, then my Warlord and Packmaster should be safe to carry this game. Trying to nip out that Celestial Lion. 37 melee defense is helping him more than I would like. He is not taking as much damage as I would want. These Brood Horrors are missing a lot of attacks. We got rid of all those guys. And Hazel's back to barking in the background. Dude, I missed again. How am I missing so many attacks? There, we finally got one, but now it's protected by the Jade Shield. So some pretty unlucky RNG there as the Warlord and Packmaster both had higher melee attack than he had melee defense. We missed most of our attacks. Brutal. Brutal stuff, but we rout off those Peasant Horsemen. Full health Celestial Lion coming in. We do have some Peasant Archers also being a nuisance. And realizing my Warlock Engineer is routed probably for good, I just bring my Packmaster and Warlord back to the main fight. Globes throw at the Celestial Lion, because they can. They're never going to run out of ammunition at the state of this game, so I might as well get any damage on him I can. Because as soon as he lands on him, they're just going to rout instantaneously. Taking the time to get some vigor back for my poor Warlord and Packmaster, let them regenerate a little bit, just give them some time to get some leadership. And here we go, he lands in, immediately pops Jade Shield onto a Celestial Lion, and both the Doomflayers and the Globes terror out, but it is what it is. Still a 2v1, damage resistance is nice, but it's already worn off. Like we said, his 37 melee defense will not help him that much, as that's what was supposed to happen to the other guy. Just chomping him down really, really, really well. Now the other one lands in. We are going to immediately turn onto the more weakened one. I just need to take it out. Need to get rid of one of these two combatants as fast as possible as Peasant Longspears are trying to rejoin the fight. Doomflayers have returned. They're fighting back against Jade Lancers and Peasant Horsemen super close over there. But one of the Celestial Lions turns and runs. The Packmaster Warlord then immediately focus on the one that is still here. Another Jade Shield just to save him. The Doomflayers are going to rout. Maybe Peasant Horsemen will just rout too by the nature of things, but Warlord's taking a lot of damage. I need to back off and get some healing with him, so he's going to go charge. Peasant Longspear will get that charging leadership bonus while the Packmaster continues to do the duel, and then I don't want to sit in the spears, so I do want to move back out. Warlord does not rout. He manages to rally as my Packmaster is currently bodying this Celestial Lion. 2,200 HP. I have 4,000. The Warlord shatters off the Peasant Horsemen. In comes the Dragonblood Shogun Lord of Yang. She is recharging my Warlord, but the Warlord's going to charge over here. Zero leadership for the Celestial Lion. He manages to rally as my Warlord and the Packmaster are fighting him. Now this lady won't die. The Warlord is so close to routing, and there he finally goes, routing off. As the Packmaster is getting a couple shots in on Dragon Blooded Shugen Lord, gives himself Shock Collar just for the extra damage. He's gonna run down this lady, and then he starts bugging out and walking next to her instead of attacking. Bro, just attack her. You gotta get her off the Warlord so we can get to safety, but she gets multiple charging attacks while my guy just runs alongside her, which is infuriating, and then he misses, like just flat out misses her. With 74 melee attack, he entirely jumps aside, so now I turn around, I just have to fight the Celestial Lion. I'm taking some big damage, the Lion won't route, and I'm getting close to routing. 2,600 health for me. 800 for him. The Packmaster misses so many attacks in a row. 40 melee attack versus the 37 of that guy. He goes negative on leadership and he routs. God, that's such an unlucky loss, man. We had it. We had it. But the Warlord and the Packmaster just had some really bad RNG on some of their attacks. Because I know the Packmaster dipped down to 40 melee attack towards the end, but that's when his leadership falls, because he used to have Frenzy, which gives him 10. So he just fucked up not hitting that Celestial Lion early on, and then later he fucked up by just walking alongside the enemy Lord as she was chasing my Lord. And the most messed up part is she was hitting my Warlord in the back constantly while he was failing to do the exact same to her. It was like, Warhammer 3 character designed well. Warhammer 2 character not designed well. Walks alongside you and never gets an attack off. But your guy, swing, swing, swing all day. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.